December, it will be 1 year of formation of the Congress government in Telangana led by Chief Minister Revanth Reddy. All through these 11 months, it has been a running feud between Chief Minister Revanth Reddy and the BRS working president K.T. Ramarao. K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the former Chief Minister, has been largely away from the public limelight, appearing now and then, but not really in the thick of things as far as attack on the government on various issues is concerned. And therefore, it's been a straight battle between these two leaders of the Congress and the BRS. The latest incident is of land acquisition in Vikarabad district, where on Monday, when the collector had gone along with his team for Praja Darbar, or getting people's opinion, hearing to their grievances and addressing their concerns, at that time there was an attack on the collector's team and 4 of the officers were injured and their vehicles were damaged as well, and it was quite embarrassing because it happened in fact in the constituency of the Chief Minister, Kodangal, and in that area for villagers to be seen revolting against the representatives of the state government in the form of the collector and others was certainly a matter of embarrassment. But very quickly the Congress leadership and the ministers said this was a political conspiracy that had been hatched by the BRS, and they said they would be getting to the bottom of this, alleging that it is instigation by political leaders that had led to this kind of a situation. Yesterday they had arrested BRS former MLA Patnam Narendra Reddy, who in fact had defeated Revanth Reddy in the assembly elections of 2018 and was defeated by Revanth Reddy in the 2023 assembly elections, and of course they would have a political opponent kind of a relationship, and Revanth Reddy's government has arrested him, or rather the police arrested him, saying that he had in fact instigated, or he was in direct touch with one of the people who has been identified as having led the collector to another location where the attack in fact took place even before any kind of negotiations could start with the people, with the villagers on the ground. And the allegation was that there were people waiting there with stones and with sticks as well, and that they had attacked the collector's team and the vehicles in which they had come as well. The person who has been identified in that is called Suresh, and he was initially named as the first accused in this case, and 16 people were remanded to judicial custody. But after the arrest of the BRS leader Patnam Narendra Reddy, 5 more people were arrested, and it became a conspiracy angle where it was said that Narendra Reddy had instigated all these people to into violence in that area. And yes, there were some videos that suggested that as a political leader in that area, he has been quoted, or he's seen in videos saying that we will drive out anyone who comes, whether it's a collector or revenue officials or the police or even political leaders, and we will not allow your land to be taken away by the government, and also saying that K.T. Ramarao, Harish Rao and KCR will stand by the farmers in these kind of actions. So subsequently, when the remand report of Patnam Narendra Reddy became public, in that there was a so-called confession by Narendra Reddy, where he is said to have told the police that it is on the directions of a prominent leader, KTR, that he had in fact tried to instigate or spoken to those people such that leading to the situation of violence in that area, and that it was a conspiracy in fact to not just defame the government but also destabilize it, and also to gather political mileage out of this entire situation. So that was said to have been a confessional statement that was made by Narendra Reddy, but he has subsequently retracted that and written to the magistrate in fact, alleging that that confession itself was fabricated, and that it is only when his wife came to meet him in jail that he had realized that such a confessional statement had been attributed to him. And he says he said no such thing to the police, no confession of that sort was made, and that he is putting the facts before the magistrate, saying that the police had fabricated such a statement attributed to him. In fact, after the remand report became public, there is quite a bit of tension in and around KTR's residence, with lots of people gathering there, apprehensive that based on the confessional statement of Narendra Reddy, who had been made A1 in that particular case, KTR could also be picked up. KT Ramarao on his part has reacted to these series of developments, and he has said that if the Chief Minister is wanting to arrest him, he could go ahead and arrest him, and he has tried it in the case of the phone tapping case, where he had said that there were allegations against the BRS leadership. He had also tried it in the case of Formula E is what KTR said, and he also said he tried to fix him by talking about an alleged rave party at the residence office of his brother-in-law, and he says that in all those cases the Chief Minister had failed, and therefore he was cooking up this story about instigating the public to attack the collector. On its part, KT Ramarao and the BRS are saying that this Pharma project should be done away with, that no land should be acquired, the tribals should not be alienated of their land, and even though of course the BRS itself had a Pharma City project that did not finally take off, but they do not want this particular project that has been proposed by the Congress government to go forth. And in fact, KT Ramarao has been alleging that the kin of the Chief Minister was to benefit from this kind of a Pharma project. He had also in fact gone to Delhi and held a press conference as well, repeating the allegations that he had made to Union Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, alleging that in the Amrit scheme, a company had been given a contract. It's an 8,888 crore scheme that we were talking about, in which tenders were floated, and he said 1,137 crore tender that was floated in that particular case had been given to a particular firm that he says is the brother-in-law, belongs to the brother-in-law of Revanth Reddy, and he said that that firm neither has the credibility nor the financial standing to be able to carry out such a contract. But the Congress has denied that. Sridhar Babu told NDTV that in fact tenders are done using all the specifications, and it cannot be done arbitrarily, and that the firm, if it was qualified, only then it would be able to get such a tender. Of course, the allegation was that among the three companies that were mentioned there, the allegation was that Shraddha Constructions was being given a huge part of the contract to execute, even though they don't have the wherewithal to do it, whereas subsequently there has been some kind of a clarification to suggest that they are not executing 80% of the project, but a much smaller proportion of the project, and therefore that it is not a scam is what the Congress is alleging. This kind of politically very intense situation in Telangana, where the BJP in many senses is not being seen as a very active participant. It is the Congress versus the BRS that we are seeing in the battlefield of Telangana, even as Congress completes 1 year in office.